Let me tell you all something right now. When it come to defensive football, when it come to getting after that quarterback, wrecking offensive game plans, making grown men look like Pop Warner rookies, TJ Watt ain't just knocking on the door. He is the door. Now listen here. The Pittsburgh Steelers just cut a $123 million check over 3 years to Mr. TJ Watt, making him the highest paid defender in the National Football League. That's $41 million per year. More than Myles Garrett. More than Aaron Donald got in his prime. More than anybody who's ever strapped on a helmet to play D. Now I know what you're thinking. Oaks, is he worth it? Let me break it down like only I can. This ain't just about the sacks, the Pro Bowls, the highlight reels. Nah, this is about legacy. It's about leadership. And yes, it's about pressure. Because once you sign that dotted line and become the highest paid anything, you ain't just representing yourself. You representing a standard. TJ Watt said he want to be a one-helmet guy. That's old school right there. That's Pittsburgh. There's something different about that black and gold jersey. You wear it, it wears you. You become part of something bigger. That's what TJ Watt signed up for in 2017 when the Steelers took him with the 30th overall pick. From day one, he was about that Steeler culture. Toughness, discipline, grind. But most importantly, loyalty. And in today's NFL, loyalty don't come cheap. You gotta pay for it. And the Steelers just did. Think about it. TJ didn't just earn this deal. He embodied what the organization stands for. When he skipped mandatory minicamp last month, that wasn't about ego. That was about urgency. That was a man saying, I've bled for this franchise. Now meet me halfway. You can argue who's more athletic. You can argue who's flashier. But don't you ever argue production when it comes to TJ Watt. Let's talk numbers, baby. 22.5 sacks in 2021. Tied Michael Strahan's all-time single-season record. 4-time first-team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 2021. And what we don't see in them box scores. Pressures, hurries, broken plays, forcing quarterbacks into dumb decisions. TJ is a disruptor in the purest sense. Every offensive coordinator in the AFC North circles that man's number on the game plan. #90. You double him, chip him, roll away from him. And he still eats, but it ain't just sacks. It's the timing of the impact. TJ don't just rack up numbers in garbage time. He makes game-changing plays when they matter most. Now let's talk about that bag. $123 million. And yeah, I said million with a capital. This ain't just about paying a man for what he's done. This about betting on what he gonna do. Let's look at the business side. The $41 a year average tops the $40 Garrett is getting in Cleveland. It slightly edges what Jamar Chase just pulled in. And Chase is a wide receiver in his prime. It's a calculated statement. We believe this man is the gold standard for defenders. Now, people gon' say Myles Garrett still has the bigger total value at $204 million. But here's what you need to understand. Watt's deal is more concentrated. He more per year, and he getting it at a point where he still got plenty left in the tank. Oh, and don't forget what's coming next. Micah Parsons lurking in the shadows, ready to reset the market. Watt just gave him the blueprint and the benchmark. Oh, you all thought we weren't going to talk about Aaron Rodgers. You must be crazy. See, the Steelers ain't just paying TJ Watt in a vacuum. They doing it with context. Aaron Rodgers is now in town. That changes everything. Rodgers bringing in Super Bowl expectations. He bringing in headlines. And when you got that kind of buzz, you need a face of the franchise on both sides of the ball. TJ Watt is that face. The moment Rodgers signed, the Steelers knew they had to tighten up every corner of that defense. And that starts with the pass rush. You got TJ Watt terrorizing quarterbacks on defense and Rodgers orchestrating on offense. That's balance. That's what contenders are made of. Now I gotta keep it real, 'cause that's what I do. Watt's been phenomenal, but then playoff ways. Still missing. Let's not sugarcoat this. The Steelers have been winless in the postseason with TJ Watt on the field. That ain't all on him. Far from it. But greatness comes with responsibility, and once you become the highest paid defender in the league, them excuses expire. The man has been a one-man wrecking crew, but now it's about elevating, not just his play, but the entire unit, the entire team. Ray Lewis didn't win by himself. He inspired his whole defense to rise. Same with Troy Polamalu, James Harrison, legends in that same jersey. That's the next evolution for Watt. Be more than elite. Be a catalyst for playoff success. TJ Watt gon' walk into Canton when it's all said and done. That jacket gon' be gold, and that bus gon' be bronzed. But what kind of legacy is he really building? This new deal takes him well into his 30s. It's a bet that he'll still be dominant, or at least disruptive, into the twilight of his career. But more than that, it cements his status as a franchise icon. He said he wants to be a one-helmet guy. That ain't just sentimental. That's rare. That's Hines Ward. That's Jerome Bettis. That's Terry Bradshaw. That's Steelers royalty. But TJ's still got a story to write. If he wants to be in that true elite club, the Mean Joe Green, the Franco Harris, the Jack Lambert club, he gon' need a Lombardi trophy on that resume. Now let's talk about something that don't show up on film. Something you can't clock with a stopwatch. I'm talking culture. See, when you think about Pittsburgh football, it's bigger than just what happens between the white lines. The Rooney family built something generational, built on stability, respect, work ethic. They don't do drama. They don't chase headlines. And they don't throw money around for flash. So for them to back up the Brinks truck for what? That tells you everything. They see TJ as more than a sack artist. He's the tone setter, the locker room leader, the dude who don't just wear the ECE on his chest. He lives it, even his Instagram flex. That wasn't about vanity. That was about legacy. He shared it with Nick Herbig, the young buck he's mentoring. That's how you pass the torch before you even put it down. That's Steeler football, baby. Watt just a beast. He's a Watt. That name ring out like a church bell on Sunday. Let's not forget where this man came from. The Watt family, built different. J.J. Watt, one of the most feared defenders in league history. Derek Watt, blue-collar fullback. And now, TJ out here, writing his own chapter, possibly outshining them both. But it ain't just about name value. It's about the standard that come with that name. Ain't no shortcuts. Ain't no half effort. The Watt brothers were raised on accountability and effort. And that's exactly what TJ bring every single Sunday. When you sign a guy like that long term, you ain't just signing a player. You signing a whole mentality. All right, let's stir the pot. Who the best pass rusher in the game right now? Let's call it how we see it. There's a holy trinity at the top. Myles Garrett, the prototype. Long, explosive, strong as an ox. Micah Parsons, the Swiss Army knife. Plays all over the field, sideline to sideline. TJ Watt, the technician. Smart, relentless, efficient. A sack scientist. Now Myles got the size, Micah got the speed. But what? He got that killer instinct. That sense of timing. That feel for the game. That moment when a team needs one stop, one turnover, one spark. Watt always delivering. His new deal proves it. Garrett might have the higher total value, Parsons might have the higher ceiling, but right now, the NFL just said it with their wallet. TJ Watt is him. So now the table's set. You got a generational pass rusher. You got a Hall of Fame QB. What's next? Results. Look, Pittsburgh got the pieces. Aaron Rodgers under center. Hungry, pissed off, with one last dance on his mind. George Pickens and Roman Wilson stretching the field. Najee Harris in a contract year, ready to run angry. And that defense built around Walt, with Joey Porter Jr. and Minka holding it down behind him. But talent ain't enough. The FAC is a gauntlet. You got Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen, even Trevor Lawrence knocking at the door. So if Pittsburgh want to really make noise, TJ Watt got to be more than a face of the franchise. He got to be the heartbeat. He got to elevate that defense from solid to elite, top 5 or bust. This contract says, We believe you can carry us there. Now it's on what to make it real. Let me give y'all some game. Pressure ain't the enemy. It's the proof that you matter. TJ Watt's entire career has been built on pressure. He came in as JJ's little brother and outgrew the shadow. He came to a franchise that hadn't had a dominant edge rusher since James Harrison and filled the void. And now, he walking into training camp with the weight of $123 million and 0 playoff wins hanging over his head. But pressure like that don't crack real ones. It forges them. This is Watt's moment. He's healthy, he's paid, he's motivated, and he got the chance to silence the only critique left on his resume: lack of postseason impact. This ain't just a payday. This is a call to destiny. I don't know if you believe in signs, but that contract, that wasn't just money. That was belief. The Pittsburgh Steelers just stood in front of the world and said, "This is the man who gonna lead our defense into a new era." It's a statement of faith. And now, he's being paid like it. But with that money come expectations. He's no longer just the baddest man on defense. He's the most expensive. And you'll know what they say. Heavy is the helmet that wears the crown. Shannon Sharp out.